future's finally here. We get to talk about everything coming in the year. And I finally get my hoverboard. Bryan, hit that intro. Coming to you from 1920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, in the heart of Uptown Whittier. Keeping Up with the Nerds presents annual number 1, 2022. I'm Rene.
This is Bryan.
Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm not doing that again, so that's as good as it's gonna get.
It's early.
It's early, and I'm like, we're cutting close, like right before I have to open.
Yeah, technically so.
I mean, dude, it's so early in the morning. It's almost noon.
This is early, dude. We were up until like 2 a.m. recording last night.
We've been up since 2 a.m. Past couple of nights now.
Jesus, man.
It was pretty late last night.
Our sleep schedules have been
off.
Yeah. I was a little upset last night.
Yeah.
Because I was like, pump, let's do this. Come on. I just had 2 monsters. Let's go. And then all of a sudden you guys are like, oh man, we can go to bed. We can go to bed. And I got home and I was like, well, great. No, I don't.
Well, people could see in the Spider-Man issue, towards the end of it, I'm like,
you're dead, dude. You were like,
so I apologize for that.
For people because like that's the thing is that I'm kind of on like Nick's side, or if I have a lot of caffeine, there's one of two things. It's all about RNG at this point. It's like either I'm super hype and ready to like take on the world. If like no one wants to do anything, fine, I'll pop on like COD and play, or I get the twitches. I just turn like tweak. The entire time.
No, for me, it's just like
that was the meth.
When I get tired, when I get tired or just like super exhausted, I'm just quiet. I'm just like,
oh yeah,
I'm just sitting there like,
why?
You know what? Because I've been to like play. I've been out and about and being extremely exhausted and just kind of going like and just being on autopilot, but being on that autopilot like, woo, yeah. And like kind of going, and then like the next day going, what did we do last night? Like, dude, you were like the one that was running into the club. I don't remember that. It was like 4 a.m.
So we gotta keep moving with this issue because we only have about 20 minutes to record, and it is going to be a shorter issue, mainly because if you guys listen to the last issue, we are taking 2 weeks off in terms of recording things. There's still going to be a mini cast because Hawkeye is going to be doing the season finale, but that's going to be something short, something simple, nothing too much because Hawkeye revealed a lot, but so far it's revealed a lot. But it's not merit of it. It's not deserving of its own podcast.
Well, we have to see when the finale happens.
So my question is that what would you do if Spider-Man showed up at the end of Hawkeye?
They won't.
I just see him swing by.
No, like because that would actually be interesting because at the very end he did pass by Madison Square Garden.
It's not going to happen though.
And if he does,
then I don't know. Probably
takes place. The ends around Christmas time, doesn't it?
It does.
It ends around Christmas time around that in the same year. It's only a couple months ahead.
I'm just telling myself
we've been all focused on Spider-Man, so it wouldn't.
What
like,
does MJ
what if
say?
Hawkeye?
Never expect anything, so you don't get disappointed.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
I'm calling it right now. Spider-Man, save the day. Because that way you have Spider-Man and he gets first introduced to Kingpin, and then that's and then that's his first introduction to Kingpin.
Well, let's not hype it up because if it's not a thing, I don't want to get sold on it.
Bro, I'm already sold. You got my money. Let's go.
So the reason why we are calling this an annual instead of a mainline issue is because we're trying to save the number 80 for the new year when things are more current. Things are a little more, we're back in the zone. You know, we're back in here after the holidays and, ready to kickstart the new year. But this is going to be our, not a recap, but a kind of conversation about what we're expecting from one another and the brand within the next year, because we have 6 months until year 2 starts.
Yes.
Meaning that we are not necessarily rebranding, but it is going to be the kind of like jumpstart again of our brand. New intro, new things to look forward to, new format probably. Who knows at this point?
It might change up.
Yeah, it might.
We might get a new intro that we have to stumble again, Bryan. He changes the intro every year. Like,
whatever
Nick's
issue
like,
we end
yeah.
on, we're like at issue number 1. What?
At a certain point, I just stopped caring.
somehow, like something will happen where we have to restart our brand, like
I
a
feel
like
like
a new
every-
universe.
I
Just
feel like
like
every single time the intro starts up, you either add more Whittiers or you add more numbers to it.
I'm just gonna write it in binary now.
oh god.
That's the next step.
It's in Morse code.
Because
Get your Matt Murdock
really
in.
quick, because the first intro, I remember, yeah, it says, "Hello, citizens, welcome to Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety." Remember, we used to call it Variety Hour.
Variety Hour.
Yeah, coming to you from 1920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, aiming to be Whittier's #1 podcast of all things nerdy. I'm your host, and then it would go on, and then we say, "Thank you, citizens," and it kind of be the same thing. Yeah,
Because I think the inspiration behind that was it was like a Daily Bugle, Daily Planet kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then because this is like, you know what? Now let's screw that
Yeah,
and just kind of
throw
make it
it
like,
out.
yeah, we're comic book issues at this point, so let's sell it on that. And then Variety Hour, like that was a mouthful.
that was.
So I'm just like,
Well,
let's
that
just
was the
do it, Keeping
gag
Up with
too.
the Nerds.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Like when we started the podcast, we're like, let's have just like a lot in it right now. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's the whole joke of like we stumble in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then when we became more serious and stuff, and
I thought it was supposed to be closer to Stanley Soapbox.
yeah,
Somewhat.
that was another inspiration that we were thinking about and stuff. So, but I'm glad we did scrap Variety Hour.
Yeah, and kept it to
and
just,
just kept-
Keeping Up with the
yeah.
Nerds.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and kickstart this conversation about the future. If you guys don't mind, Nick's gonna come in and be like, no.
I mean, I think that we're gonna get hoverboards, flying cars. That's definitely something.
Rene gets his hoverboard.
My hoverboard.
And which
Michael J. Fox, he promised me
Then we get
this.
that like that chip that goes in our wrists.
Yeah.
And that way
You didn't have it. You don't have that yet.
No,
You don't have that yet.
no.
No, Andy's tracking you. There's a difference. She told you it was for money. Have you noticed it doesn't work? Have you noticed that?
The insurance rate drops. You know.
Wait, have you been to the dentist lately? Do they have to put you under?
I'm going
they
in
probably-
January.
That's why,
They're gonna put a chip in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna do that.
that's why his radio doesn't work right. He opens his mouth and then
That's why I can't stand next to a microwave. No, so if we're gonna be talking about like what the expectations and future endeavors of Keeping Up with the Nerds
Yeah.
is, one of the biggest things, and we've talked about it comfortably,
Yeah.
and I think we're all in agreement of what we want to do. This brand is going to be production based, so it started off as just podcasting.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the things that we've developed in the last 2 years doing this, or a year and a half. And we've gotten very comfortable with it. We know what we are now.
Yeah.
In terms of podcasting, we're not delivering, just the news. We're not just giving out our opinion. Our podcast is like essentially keeping up with us, the nerds. And we've called ourselves the nerds. I think out of just nowhere, we're just like, oh yeah,
Just,
the
yeah.
nerds.
Yeah, we're the nerds.
We're
yeah.
the nerds, yeah. And so it's a fun name. We know what we are now,
Yeah.
and this podcast is, like I said, it's just about selling ourselves and what we think of these like pieces that we like, and just keeping up to us, keeping up with us, on a weekly basis. But saying that we want to be a production brand basically means that in the future we want to write more skits, we want to produce more content, we want to be more consistent with the things that get dropped on YouTube, and I think we want to be more visual based.
Yeah.
I think that we've done that successfully, but we haven't been consistent, and that's something that we're going to learn along the way.
Yeah, I feel that this past year we've been really trying to figure out how to use these cameras right.
Yeah.
And anybody who's been watching the episodes on YouTube consistently, you guys can see the positioning of the cameras change week to week. Just because
We're trying to get better at it. That's
yeah,
why.
it's really funny because sometimes the video, I mean the angles. We're like, well, maybe this will work better.
Yeah.
Like maybe this area will work better. Maybe this will work, and they don't. But we already recorded.
Well, that's the thing. And we started out where it was like, yeah, like two of you would be on, or like, no, it would be one
was
person would sit here,
here,
and then,
and
yeah,
there.
and then right here, and then we realized, well, why we do that? Why can I just sit right here?
Yeah, I told you that. I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know why you sit over there.
It's
Yeah.
so funny because you think that a computer screen doesn't block,
Yeah.
but you said
I
it
felt like
yourself.
it's cut off. I'm
It's
cut
like,
off
oh,
from you guys.
I'm no
Yeah.
longer a part of it. I get it, you know, because we do need someone behind the scenes to just kind of like monitor mics and everything like that. But we've gotten comfortable enough where it's like, okay, the levels are fine. And there's a couple issues where the audio's a little bit off. And that's just on my end because I tell you to like lower it down a little bit because I think the gain's too high or whatever. And then I don't notice it until afterwards, after post, and it's too late to change it. So, you know, but we've gotten comfortable enough with it.
Yeah.
And I think as, you know, in the future, we do need to probably have, you know, one of the biggest things that we're doing right now, I'm very proud of this. I'm going to start off by saying this. I'm very proud of using the tools that we have now and being able to produce the content we're doing with the things that we have. Because even Steven mentioned it when he came out on the podcast in issue 75, where he was just like, oh, I thought you guys were using professional grade cameras and stuff. And I'm like, no, they're literally just cell phones.
Yeah.
That's all it is. And we're using what we have available to produce the content and make it good quality. It's not about the expensive equipment that you have. It's what you use and how you use it that makes it good.
Well, that was like some of the selling points of these phones. Because Apple and also Samsung have basically been showing that like people have been filming full-on movies. Like, what was it? Film students have been filming movies with, you know, a Samsung or an iPhone and kind of going like, this is like bare bones. Like I was able to make a movie. With just my cell phone.
Yeah.
And it still has 4K. It still has everything else. It has, you know, the audio is still fine. Everything is good.
Granted, if you're going to be filming a movie on an iPhone 13 Max, you can only film like a 5-minute short video because otherwise your phone just completely like fills up with memory.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm going to be producing a movie in 4K, 24 frames a second, and then like 5 minutes, like, dang it. Guys, I need to upload this content to the cloud. I'll be right back.
I mean... That's the thing. I mean, what you could always just attach it like a hard drive, like we did, and then just run off that. It just automatically saves into the actual hard drive.
I mean, I guess, but no, I'm gonna make fun of Apple just because I
can. You can. I do it all the time.
That's another thing is that we changed this year is that how we used to upload our videos and issues where we put it on the drive. That Google Drive.
Yeah, but we're learning little by little. So I think the expectation for this coming year is that, you know, we're going to be growing in terms of like the equipment that we're using. So I wouldn't say that we were primitive, but we were very held back on certain things. So everything was, you know, uploaded on a drive, you know, in terms of like scheduling stuff. It was just kind of like messaging back and forth. But we have that kind of like, you know, all our errors made us learn.
Me pulling the trigger on that hard drive was because I'm tired of getting yelled at.
I'm tired of waiting half an hour for
it was a weekly thing, honestly, where you know we would do these from the phones, you know, and every day after we record, we'd just be like, hey Nick, you know, can you just like upload the video on the drive? And Nick would be like, okay. A day go by.
He didn't want to talk to me anymore. That's all it was.
No. It usually was. I had a full weekend.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I always had like a full weekend, and I wasn't home. And then it would be like, hey, can you upload it to the drive? And then if I was trying, and you can't upload the drive.
No.
Off your phone, because then it just takes 10 hours.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You're not going to be able to upload this video off your phone onto Google Drive. And then once I got home, it was like another 4 hours of just like me sitting at the computer just waiting for this thing to upload. And it's like, this is so ridiculous.
There has to be a better way.
There has to be a better way for this. And there was. Like, honestly, the drive that we picked up, I think it takes like, what, 2 minutes?
It's small, too. That's what I like. It was smaller than I was thinking. I was expecting like something like this, just fatter. You know, when you said like a hard drive, that's what I'm used to.
Fits in your pocket. Whoa,
that's what
man,
I'm used
the
to.
Future's here. You want your hoverboard? Too bad.
That's the size of a cell phone battery.
This is a
like,
Ridge wallet size.
Yeah, it is about the size of a Ridge wallet.
Yeah,
not sponsored, but we should be.
Yeah, would appreciate it.
I would love to hear from Ridge wallets, please. Hit me up.
So
anyway,
so to kind of like go alongside that conversation, I think that expectation as well. We've been doing this for about 1.5 years, and we've seen growth in terms of, you know, downloads, in terms of viewership, in terms of subscribers on YouTube. Yeah. You know, we're not going to rub our own egos and say like, oh, we're done, we're super great. No,
but we've been problem solving.
And every, you know, step that we take forward is a new experience that we have to learn. And I think that by year 2, hopefully, maybe a little bit more down the line, we want to start monetizing some stuff because we do want to improve equipment wise. We do want to, you know, improve the quality of our work. Is something wrong or?
No, I'm just checking.
Oh, just checking. No. Yeah, because we have the skill set.
You're spinning it.
Oh, it's moving it.
And
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You see how like the table.
I'm gonna be twiddling my hands. I need my hands.
No,
busy.
just do it, but just like twist it up in the air.
Yeah.
So
Because you keep touching the table and it's shaking the camera. So when Brian's gonna have to re-edit, so when Brian has to edit, he's just gonna see.
that's fine. It's got a stabilizer. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
Stabilizer's
it's
fine.
not super bad.
But no, we have the skill sets to make better quality work. I think that what holds us back is the equipment sometimes, because there's no, like, the camera is a simple, Canon M50 with a 35 millimeter cinema lens, but there's no way to stabilize the shots. My brother gifted me, what is it? Not a dolly, but it's a.
Oh yeah, the thing that we used for when we're
That was like 2-3 years ago, because he wanted to help me, kickstart, filming and stuff, and that thing has worked so much, but it just doesn't, we need like a, what is it called, a box.
Yeah.
That they one of our listeners told us, like, you should buy one of those so that you can rig like equipment around it and all this other stuff. So if we can find a way to kind of like monetize some of the things to be able to afford to get those, I think our content could be a lot better. In terms of monetization, we've talked about it. We want to start selling, things like stickers, things like shirts, and we've talked about it before year one kicked off. We were thinking about doing business cards and having people like make art for us and stuff, but I think it was more of like brainstorming stuff that we were talking about, not necessarily seeing an incentive to push for it. Now there is an actual incentive to push for it.
That was actually really funny because I didn't even think, because we were talking about it one day, and then we were like, yeah, we should ask Lewis. Like, we should ask Lewis to see if he can do more art for us, and so that way we can make stickers. Because anybody who's been to Super Mesa Bros, they see that they do amazing stickers over there. And I thought it was so funny when he walked in that day. We wanted to have that conversation with him the day that he was recording, and then immediately he was like, "Oh, so guys, I was thinking about making stickers for you guys, and like they would be this," and like immediately I think both of you started laughing of like, "Oh, we were literally about to have the same conversation with you. We were literally about to start the same conversation, and then you just walked in and went like, I was thinking about it the other day, like it just popped in my head. Of like, this is something like you guys could do, and I just thought it was so great that we have a lot of different. We're making friends in this podcasting and these bubbles, and I like seeing that the bubble is growing. The bubble is growing of the of friends and of of other people that are creating content and stuff like that we can now call on, or that we can help sponsor or grow or do anything like that. And I think that's going to be really awesome.
Yeah. Also, really quick, I think by the time this issue comes out, we'll be on the Standing Still podcast.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you. I told you, like, remind me.
I know, and I just reminded myself right now.
It's on the 22nd, right?
Yeah, we'll be recording. We'll be recording.
Wait, it's 22nd or 23rd?
23rd.
Well, it's on next Thursday. But in
this
23rd,
time,
yeah. So we'll be recording for the Standing Still podcast with Stephen Hoffa, guys. So
we'll be on podcast, which we've been on podcast. We've been on Our Real Addiction. So it's.
But I think it'll be the first time all three of us will be on another podcast in person.
That's going to be interesting to kind of see.
Yeah,
because we're not producing it this
time.
We're
literally the
tables
guests.
The turntables.
We're the guests now, and I don't know what Steven's going to ask us, and that's going to be.
That's fine.
Hey,
Sarah turned the tables on us.
That was really fun. Honestly, I still love that from her.
The Uno reverse card.
Yeah, that was cool.
You guys thought you guys were gonna interview me? Nah. No, but yeah. So because that's the thing is that Andy has mentioned it before, and that's the great thing is that she gets to see like our personalities. She's one of the people that has seen their personalities and like what would be interesting to see from us.
Yeah.
So as I was talking to her about, what the ideas that Lewis had to kind of make stickers for us, she was like, "Oh, well, why don't you do?" And we can do little avatars as well. I know we got to wrap it up pretty soon, but one of my favorite kind of animation style is 1930s. That kind of like what is it called? That Lucille
Ball?
No. Like Cuphead.
Yeah. Kind of like Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, like that. I love
Early
that kind
Disney,
of animation. So it'd be cool if like we had an artist that could draw us in that kind of like format with
that'd
like
be cool.
Noodle-looking arms
with
and
our
stuff.
with our like gloves in our hands.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be cool. So I mean, there's a lot of things to plan out for. And like I said, I think the biggest thing that we're going to be focusing on is making this like an actual production. Like this is going to be something that, you know, we have the mainline podcast. Us three are like going to be co-producing and developing more content, not just this, but we're going to probably, you know, we hope to bring in more people. We hope to affiliate with other brands and, you know, work alongside other creators as well. And, you know, expanding our content so there's more, because the website was the greatest thing to happen to us. I think that that's going to allow us to expand a lot more, because now we look more official. We can sell ourselves on that. So, you know, business cards going to be coming out, merch is going to be coming out, collaborating, you know, picking some other people up, and, you know, hopefully loosening up some of the workflow that comes my way with editing and stuff. So all of that is going to, you know, those are goals that we're probably going to be setting up for ourselves by 2022. You know, and the one thing I want to give you guys as well by the, you know, hopefully by year 2 kickstarting, is giving you guys that co-producer title. Granted, you guys are producing as well, but, you know, actually managing, you know, the content and being in charge of something. Because right now, you know, I'm managing the skits, I'm managing the podcast, I'm managing anything else that comes, you know, this way in terms of production. That's something that I want to like give you guys as well, so we can put that on the title.
Definitely.
Anyone else want to say anything before we wrap it up?
I'm good on my end.
You're good on this end?
No, I think we're fine. I'm looking forward to seeing how exactly we advance.
Yeah.
By the new year, we should have some announcements that are coming up by probably January.
I feel like by the end of next year, I think we would. I'm going to predict, if anything, that we would have 100 subscribers by the end of next year.
No, the 100 subs I want to get by year 2.
Oh, okay.
No, I want to get that by March.
By March? Okay.
Right?
Yeah. He's like,
I want it by
I
2.
see you. I'm gonna raise you.
I want the 100
months.
subs on my desk. January 31st.
That isn't, which based off of our analytics, that's not an unreasonable thing.
No, it's not. It's very doable.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it once we hit our goal of 150. Our first goal of 150. Maybe we'll have some giveaways and we'll have some other stuff that we can do.
Just be excited for the stuff in the future.
Definitely.
But we do have to wrap this up because Rene does have to open up the store, and it is a Saturday afternoon, and we've got things to do.
Yep.
So, guys, we'll be back on the next issue. Issue number 80 is going to be a current issue with all 3 of us. We're going to be talking about the current stuff that has been coming out. And as always, if you guys are listening to us on audio platforms, which include Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, follow us on YouTube and subscribe and hit that bell, so you guys can see the visual representation of the podcast and any skits or, you know,
or prettier
videos that release. Follow us on our socials, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Keeping Up With The Nerds, as well as our website, keepingupwiththenerd.com, for all the up-to-date information. Follow us, email us, let us know what you guys think in the comments down below, or the reviews in Apple Podcasts, ways that we can improve and things you want to see from us in the future, because we're very excited to continue this work, and you know, we know it's going to be a strong journey up until the end of 2022. So with that said, Rene, you ready to end this issue?
Let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Before we leave, in the comments, let Bryan know if he should keep or get rid of his mustache.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah, let's see how that goes.
Mustache created of spite. All right, this
Spite
is
stash.
not leaving as a spite stash. Rene,
do we tie him down and shave it?
no. All right, Rene,
All right.
Let's do it.
This has been Keeping Up With The Nerds, annual number 1, 2022. My name is Rene.
This is Bryan.
And Nick.
Recording at Undercity Comics in Whittier, California. We'd like to thank everyone for listening and watching, and this annual, and hope to see you all next time.